Well, it's the wet season and the hurricane season all rolled into one a day. We've had some local floods and landslips, as well as a dawn moving through the Windward Islands and heading towards Grenada. Well, basically, Trinidad and Tobago is not under any tropical storm watch or warning. Well, obviously, a street or flash flooding is possible as you go through the next few hours, with landslides and land slippage as well. And for those of you looking to head to the seas, well, it's been choppy to rough, and it will continue to do so until that system leaves. Now, today we did see some locally heavy showers, particularly over western Trinidad, and basically all of those showers were basically caused by local conditions here. We had the mountain ranges, we had moisture coming in, we also had some intense daytime heating here, and you can just basically see that as you go through the afternoon, particularly out towards the eastern areas around the Gulf of Paria. Now you can just see here, that is where dawn is, passing towards the north of Tobago, and obviously that was passing through, and then we saw that area there. That's where the locally heavy showers developed over the Gulf of Paria. It is basically a type of west coast convergence, but obviously this system here made conditions rather unstable still. But obviously the rain bands from dawn are now beginning to affect Tobago and will be pushing through into St. Vincent and Grenada overnight. Now Grenada is expecting to obviously see the direct impacts of a storm as we get towards later tonight. Right now dawn is just passing about 70 kilometers, or just about 80 kilometers north of Tobago. It is about 190 kilometers east-southeast of Grenada, so it is still heading on that westward track, set to bring rainfall up to 150 millimeters, so it could be heavier, especially over the mountainous islands of St. Vincent as well as Grenada. And the sustained winds are up to tropical storm force, but it is a minimal tropical storm. So Grenada remains under tropical storm warning, as does St. Vincent. Bonaire is on a tropical storm watch as they're waiting to see that system push towards the west. Now the worst impacts will likely be felt by Grenada, because they'll be on the northern side of tropical storm Don, which is usually where you get the strongest winds and the heaviest rainfall. And we're likely to still see that track pushing through, but dawn should begin to fizzle out by later on Wednesday, possibly by Thursday. It could just be an open wave. It is basically encountering a lot of unfavorable conditions here, so as it goes through, it will likely begin to lose a lot of power as it heads towards the eastern Caribbean Sea. But for Tobago, you'll still be going to see all of those heavy showers, some of those squally winds as well, up to 65 kilometers per hour is possible in northern parts of Tobago, with a rainfall of 40 to 60 millimeters as well. So you could still be seeing some street or flash flooding across the main ridge in Tobago and along the northern range in Trinidad, as the effects of dawn begin to affect us overnight and into the early part of Wednesday. So be mindful about that into the early hours. Do watch out still for those heavy showers coming along the northern range in particular. So obviously today's showers were there. The ground is already saturated, so any further rainfall will still likely lead to those rivers rising as we go through overnight and into early on Wednesday morning. Down towards the southern areas, still cloudy, dreary conditions expected, still the showery spells coming through, and we're not likely to see any sort of brightness until we get to possibly early on a Thursday. So as we see there, temperature wise rather pleasant, if not a touch humid at times as well, about 31 degrees Celsius. On a Thursday it will remain quite cloudy for Tobago, a few showers coming and going. There will be the ITCZ around, so we could be seeing some of that activity there. But once we get into a Friday and Saturday, we'll be out of all of these systems, and we should be under some brighter, drier weather as we head towards the weekend. Now for mariners, obviously choppy to rough seas are likely. 2.5 meters are bringing those especially further north of the Caribbean Sea, looking at winds of 20 knots, but it could be getting stronger than that, up to 25 knots as we get towards out to sea in the Caribbean as that system passes. Now obviously the Caribbean is there waiting, particularly for Grenada. They'll be watching to see what happens there, with St. Vincent as well under a tropical storm warning, as well as Bonaire, obviously just about 48 hours before they'll begin to see the impacts. But the thing about tropical storm Don is that as it moves into the eastern Caribbean Sea, it will begin to lose strength, but still it will be a rainmaker across the ABC Islands, so they'll be watching that as they go through Thursday. So we'll start our tour far out in the west with mostly settled weather there for Jamaica, as well as most parts of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Fair weather as well for Antigua and St. Kitts. But down towards Dominica and St. Lucia, a few scattered showers are possible, and down towards St. Vincent and Grenada, they'll begin to see the effects of dawn leaving them as they go through Wednesday. So they should be under some brighter skies by the time they get to Thursday. So that's a look at your weather, and obviously stay safe as you go through business tonight and tomorrow.